Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to show you some updates to the mission editor and some changes that have taken place that I found. And we'll run through those now. So this is the latest open beta. The first thing I want to show you is this View tab at the top. So we can now change things from metric to imperial within the mission editor. Let me show you how that works. I've got it on metric at the moment. So if I do some measuring, click in there, so it's in meters, and then it goes out to kilometers. So what we'll do now is we'll change that to imperial, and it should then change to feet, and then nautical miles. And there we go, there we have it. That's how that new tab works. Metric, imperial, imperial, metric. So that's the first change. Now what I'll do is I'll build a short mission just to show you some of the recent updates that have been incorporated. So first of all, let's select an aircraft. And as you'll notice here, let me change it to an F-16 because that's what I want to actually put into the mission. So there we go, and I want to be able to fly it. So client, there we go. You'll notice here that the naming convention has changed, and this aircraft is now labelled Aerial 1. The pilot, or the unit name, is now Aerial 11. It used to say Pilot 001, 002, etc., etc. So those naming conventions have changed, and you'll also notice that when I open this up, these have changed too. So we now have Rookie, Trained, Veteran, Ace, Random, Client, and also there'll be Player as well. So the naming conventions for the units have changed. So that's the aircraft. Let me place it at Sonaki Corky. So I'll put that there, and I will make it take off from parking hot, because you don't want to see me starting up an aircraft. You'll get bored witless. So that's the one aircraft put down. So now, what happens when I copy it? So click on it, press Ctrl and C, and then press Ctrl and V, and there we go. It names it Aerial 2, Aerial 2-1. So that's the change for the actual units themselves. It also works for the ground units, so let me put a ground unit in there. So let's just select an unarmed vehicle. Let's call it, put a Bedford in there just for argument's sake. So now that's called Ground 1. Unit name Ground 11. So there we go, that's the naming conventions. The difference with the ground units is that they have remained the same. So you've got average, good, high, excellent, and random. So that hasn't changed. It's just purely the aircraft side of things where the skill level set has changed. Whether the AI code has changed in conjunction with that, I don't know. But that's where we are at the moment. Another beneficial addition to the mission editor this time round is to do with those airframes that you can start on the ground. So that's helicopters, and there's only the aircraft, which I think is the AV-8B. Now, helicopters, you didn't used to be able to start from the ground and not have the AI take over control straight away. So they would take off, start up themselves, and take off immediately. Which is a mission builder, you don't always want that to happen. You want really to be able to put in a trigger there that activates the helicopter and then it starts up. So let's see that working. Let's see what happens. So we've got a UH-1H here. I'm going to put it on this particular road. I'm going to ask it to start from the ground. And the addition is this uncontrolled tick box here, which is fantastic. So we'll check that. Put it there. Triggered action. Then we'll say perform command and start. So what we do now is we set the trigger and a time more than function. So let's say the time is more than 10 seconds, and then AI task push, rotary 3.1 start. So let's do it that way. So let's go into sim and see how well that works. And here we are with the helo, and in 10 seconds time it's going to start its start up, if you like. So let's see that working. There we go. 10 seconds has passed, and the aircraft starts up. So that's a complete bonus to mission builders, because that helicopter can now start up out in the field without being on a farm. There we go, there you have it. Sorted. There's also been an update. You'll recall that I created a mod some time ago where you could place a Tekken beacon for your aircraft to follow. Well, I'm pleased to say we don't need that anymore, and the Tekken now works within DCS. Now, when was that was implemented? I'm not sure whether it was this update or a previous one. I've been heavily concentrating on World War II just recently, but I've just found this out, and let me show you how that works. So what we'll do is we will place a FARP, a single FARP, here. What we'll do is we'll get in this aircraft and we'll fly to this FARP, but I want some navigation information. So what we'll do is we will go to the units, we will select fortification, we will then scroll down to Tekken Beacon, Man Portable, TTS 3030. We will select that, and we will place it on the FARP. So we'll put it here, and there we can see the Tekken unit is on there. What we now do is we go to Perform Command and activate Tekken. Click on there. We know it's ground unit 1. I'm leaving it as it is. Channel mode X-ray, channel 1, call sign TKR. But what I am going to do is I'm going to select ground 11. So it's selecting the unit name at the bottom there. Now you can name it if you wish. I'm just going to call it Tekken. Job's a good one. Let's just for effect put in a helicopter. As you can see now, it says rotary 1, rotary 11. So it differentiates between aircraft and helicopters. But the rookie, trained, veteran, ace, random, client also exists because it's an airframe. What we'll do is we'll have that take off from the ramp. So it places it on the FARP itself. I don't know, let's just use standard. I don't know if this is actually required, but you know. And there we go. What we can do now is we can jump into one of these F-16s and fly to that FARP because that TACAM beacon is transmitting. So let's go into Sim and show you how that worked. Okay, so here we are in Sim, and you'll see that the TACAN is set to 1 X-ray. And shortly, hopefully, it will start playing the Morse code for it. First of all, let's set up. There we go. Beacon is active. So now let's set up the HSI and TACAN. And it's telling us that the beacon is over that way. So, let's taxi out to the runway, get airborne, and let's see if we can find that farm. And before we do that, let me show you another update that some people may not have noticed. You probably already have, but I'll show it anyway. Let's move to the comms menu, parent menu, let's go to the ground crew. Let's say we want to rearm and refuel. And here we have the new display. So everything's there like it was before. So we can do the fuel, the gun ammo, the ammo type, flares and chaff. We can select a listed loadout. We can change the default livery. Change the board number. It also tells us the total weight and the maximum weight. We can still put bits and pieces on the aircraft as we've always done, but it's just a new format. So what we'll do now is we'll taxi to the runway, get airborne, and let's find that farm. Okay, here we are at the runway. Let's get on and take off. Gear up. And it's dead ahead of us. So let's maintain that. Come back off the power. Let's make it a low-level flight in. Let's move the heading bug. Move the course setting. There we go. So hopefully we should come across the FARP quite shortly. And there we have it. There's the FARP with the Tekken beacon on. Well, I hope you guys found this video useful, because not everyone can get in here as soon as the update lands and find out everything, so I just thought I'd highlight some of the changes. So I'll catch you later. Ciao for now.